you very much. Mr. Dembinski.
Here.
Mr. Goodell.
Here.
Mr. Winarski.
Here.
And the chair is here. We have two items. The first item is A17-21, which is increase appropriations for donation expenses, account 100-1001, 52405, and it's requested to be on the emergency, and that was requested by the auditor, Mr. Auditor.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The police department has taken in this money for contributions, and they would like to use it to buy replacements. So we need to appropriate this money so that they can go ahead and purchase these items. We already have the money.
Okay. Comments? Mr. Janik.
Motion to take to the floor to council?
With emergency.
Oh, with emergency, please.
Mr. Goodell.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to take item A17-21 to the floor of council with the emergency. Are there any further comments or questions? Seeing none, voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carried 7-0. The second item I have is A17-22, and that is increase appropriations in refunds and reimbursements, account 610 5003 52730. And does this need to be on the emergency?
No, it does not.
Does not need to be on the emergency. Mr. Auditor.
Yeah, the county has increased we've seen an increase in the second half of 2016 in those fees for the use of the Broadway Taylor sewer area over there. They had rehabbed it a while ago, and we've been part of that. So this is our portion, so we needed to increase the appropriations, and that payment isn't due until the middle of the summer, so that's why there's no need for the emergency.
Comments or questions? Mr. Miller.
Move to take A17-22 to the floor, council, please.
Mr. Janik.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to take A17-22 to the floor of council. Any comments, any further comments or questions? Seeing none, voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is carried 7-0. That's all I have, gentlemen. Mr. Miller.
Move to adjourn, please.
Mr. Goodell.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. We are adjourned at a vote of 7-0 at 7:06 p.m. Thank you.
I call the executive committee to order at 7:10. The roll call will carry over from the last meeting. We have 4 different items on today's agenda. They are A17-23, 24, 25, and 26. They are ordinances approving and accepting changes to the collective bargaining agreement with the in order part-time patrol of the Ohio Benevolent Association, part-time dispatchers, full-time dispatchers and computer technical operators, and full-time dispatchers unit of the Ohio Benevolent Association, and declaring an emergency on all 4 items. Mr. Mayor, do you want to address this? And
No, you'll do each one of these separately?
we can, yeah. We can do
I think you have
each
to,
one
yeah.
separately if you want to open
You
this
could,
up.
Could you do them all
you
three
could
and
do
vote all 4?
No, you could discuss them all, but
Yeah.
then you take the votes for each
Okay.
individual one.
We'll discuss them all briefly. The increases in their salary were the same as everybody else in the city. They got 2%, 2%, and 1.5% raise on the first, second, and third years. Each of them, what we did, we gave you the entire contract. We highlighted the changes. Most of the changes were insignificant. I think it benefited both parties. It really was a good negotiations. It was a give and take, and came out good. It took a little bit longer on these than others, but I think we came out with a good conclusion. And I just ask you to pass them all with the emergency. And if you have any questions on them individually, I can answer them. But like I said, I highlighted all the changes.
Discussion? Questions? Mr. Winiarski?
Just one real quick question. One of the positions is a computer technician. If that person were to win the lottery and go away, or whatever the case may be, would you backfill it, or would you have the new IT director fill that spot?
I think the new IT director is slowly going to take over a lot of those responsibilities. There's some, I think this person's close to retiring, so I think it's going to be some talks with the union, I would assume, but the IT person is going to be helping out and taking over some of those responsibilities as we go. If that answers your question?
Sure does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If no more questions, I entertain Mr. Goodell.
Motion to take A17-23 to the floor of council with the emergency.
Okay. Ms. Wasil?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I would entertain a motion for the second item. So Wasil?
I move to take A17-24 to the floor of council with the emergency.
Mr. Miller?
Second, please.
Motion second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Motion for the third. Mr. Dembinski?
Move to take A17-25 to the floor of council with the emergency.
Mr. Miller?
Second, please.
Motion second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Dembinski?
Motion to take A17-26 to the floor of council with the emergency.
Mr. Goodell?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Miller?
Move to adjourn.
Mr. Goodell?
Second.
Motion second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? We adjourn at 7:14.
Good. Good job.
What is it?
Yeah, 12-9. Yeah.